Okay. There is a governmental program by the FBI called the FBI SOS program for 3rd through 8th graders. It's about being safe online, including these topics by grade. So that's the...
So, and I went on, when you sent me the link, I went there and then I forwarded it to Mr. Spiker, who you all may know, but you'll definitely know more next year because he's our technology support teacher. And he's looking at it. And I was hoping to see him today. I didn't get a chance to see him before the meeting, but I know he was very interested in seeing this. And what he was trying to figure out next year is how he can incorporate some of this into the reading class that both of you will probably be a part of.
Yeah.
So there's already a cyber kind of thing that we do. Guidance counselors go in and kind of talk about cyberbullying, and we have Mr. Bradshaw, who is a local expert on cyberbullying. In fact, consults with school systems and consults with all kinds of different people, who might be a great person for you all to interview as well, because he might have surveys and other things and data that might be useful. But anyhow, so I know Mr. Spiker was interested in possibly looking at and using some of this stuff. So I don't have any more definitive than that at this moment, but I think when he was going on, initially he thought, oh, it's a one-shot kind of deal, and then he started to dive into a little bit deeper and thought it might be some things that they could do. Cool. I thought it was a pretty nice website too.
Yeah, well, Emily emailed Mr. Bradshaw to try to set up an interview.
Okay.
It was a while ago. No reply.
I'd respond, and you can see Mr. Saunders is the one who recommended us contact you. He travels a lot, but I don't know why he couldn't respond via email, you know, wherever he is, because he's always on. But you might not have a good email address. I know Miss Burla has his contact information because she's the one who sets up annually the cyberbullying thing for parents. So I bet I can get his current email, but you might want to ask Miss Burla, it might be faster. But she can give you his current email, so it may be something where it was a bad email address or something like that. But I'd be surprised if he wouldn't respond.
He's emailed me before with that email.
Okay. So I would follow up with him, because I know last week he was in Detroit. In fact, I talked to him. So I don't know how recently you emailed him, but I know he's been out of town quite a bit.
Well, guess we can't sign up. It's from September to May.
Say it again?
It's from September to May, so I don't think we can sign up for some reason.
Probably this is probably one of those things we do in August for this program. Probably it's one of a lot of these programs that they do with schools. There's a window where you sign up, and we're probably too late for the school year, especially because it's almost over. But what I would recommend that both of you do is, before the school year's out, is interview Mr. Spiker, because he would be the one, and Miss McNeil McBrien, who's the media specialist, they're kind of charged with making sure that there is a program to ensure that we have instructed all kids on the best use of computers in the building, and making sure that they have some ethics when it goes outside of the building with computer usage, and ethics about, you know, how do you treat people online, making sure that you're giving proper credit to those resources that you use. It's all of those ethical kind of considerations that you do with you know, computers and things like that. So I know they would be the ones who I would delegate this program, and that's why I sent it to Mr. Spiker. So I think probably, you know, in the next week or so you can set up a time to talk to him. Plus he'll probably be your teacher next year, so it'd be nice to probably get to know him.
No, the students have to re-sign up each month.
Re-sign up for what?
For that.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the school signs up at like the beginning of the month.
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't read into participation. What I was reading is I went to the objectives and the curriculum, and then I thought, oh, that looks good, and then I forwarded it to him.
I can't really remember exactly.
Yeah.
And it basically restarts every month. So the school has to be registered, like I think each month.
Okay.
And then the students can sign up.
Knowing him, he'd probably say, okay, you can help me with this. So if we decide to go with it, he's somebody who's going to probably say, I don't know a whole lot about this, teach me. So, because that's what, he's great. I think you'll really like him. He's very funny too.
Oh, well, that gives us a job next year.
But like I said, my initial looking at it and looking at the website, I thought it looked good. I thought it was something that might be pretty interesting to at least try for a year. My philosophy on this is, to try it and see if it works and if it's something that's worthwhile. And if after a year we may all get back together and say, it wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be, and then we try to find something else. This is a topic that's not going to go away. The question is what's the best way to help kids in middle school understand the scope or all the issues that go around computer use. And why is this so critical is that the adults, typically who are the teachers, are also learning about this. So it's not like we're talking ancient history where people have known about ancient history for a long time. This is all we're kind of inventing this as we go along. And another career is the law behind all of this, because the law on cyber issues is trailing behind a lot of the issues that are happening. And that's a growing industry too.
Yeah, and we would be one of the earlier kids who had started in this.
I have a friend who's a patent attorney, and he's trying to deal with how do you protect people who have created original research, who the best way to publish it is to get it out on the internet. But can you just put a copyright down at the bottom saying this is your information? Or what are the steps in which you protect original ideas? And in this world of cyber where everybody can put things on Google and copy and paste and do all kinds of different things, how do you protect original thoughts and ideas? If you're a musician, the same thing. How do you protect your song that you get paid for it when you're on iTunes? And how do we keep artists and people like that who are incredibly creative but not necessarily great business people, how do we keep them from going out of business? Because I think all of us probably agree having art and music and all of those things are important, but we got to get these people paid, and people are stealing it left and right, and movies and all the other things that we, I think are valuable. Depends on what the movie is, but you know what I'm saying, but they're really valuable. We want to make sure that those people get the compensation that they deserve for the creativity that they have shown. And so there's huge issues with law and all those different things that are going on here that there is so much discussion about. And then as a principal, how do you control, you want to make sure that you have the ability for kids to use these wonderful resources, but in a place that's safe. So those are the huge issues that are going on. And like I said, you'll probably laugh when you're my age. You'll probably chuckle and go, oh my gosh, when we were back in school, I think we talked about this the first time, they were so protective of us because of this or whatever, because we just don't know, we don't have any precedent on it. So it's fascinating. So this is a great topic. And like I said, it's going to be going on for a long time. This is not something that's going to go away. So you have a really good issue. What else?
Well, what would probably appeal to the student population is the fact that is the FBI special agent and the trophy that arrived.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI agent leaves, but the trophy doesn't.
That's nice. Yeah, so I would probably say the next step for you all is to talk to Mr. Spiker, because he's the one who would be the person who would be implementing this, because it falls nicely into his curriculum area, and you all would be the consumers of his class probably next year. So you'd be the people who kind of go through it to see if it's a good thing or not, if he decides that he's going to adopt it. Okay. And then with the link, you'll send me something with a blurb about what you want me to say, and then the link. And then if I have editing rights, I will adapt it so it fits in a newsletter nicely. But give me all the details.
You have editing rights, just don't mess it up.
Okay, I would, but I mean, you know what I mean. If I'm going to put it in my letter, sometimes I have to kind of craft it a little bit differently than. You just give me the bullets or the information you want me to put in there, then I can take it from there. Or you can give me a paragraph, whatever is easiest to write. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, don't think so.
Okay, and so what are you all doing Thursday night? So when I come Thursday night, what will I see you presenting? Anything or?
Well,
we'll
we'll-
present our website.
Well, we'll be mainly presenting our website, but also in robotics, so I
Okay.
don't really know what's going to be happening about that.
Okay.
We'll
Cool.
probably have to be learning something out.
Thanks.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for doing this.